I wanted to get this video up as quickly as I could when I heard the news that we had picked up Campbell or traded for him. And what I did was just kind of pick the Saints game, as they're pretty good, and we looked at the first 5 defensive snaps. And I'm sure I missed a bunch, but wanted to get this up quickly. With the news breaking that we have traded for Calais Campbell, I randomly pulled a game. This is the first series versus the Saints, and we're going to watch Calais, see where he lines up, see what he does. This is him at a wide 9 or a 9 technique in their defense. Quick off the ball, quick off the ball. They're going to run Kamara on this swing. Look at that length, 6'8", great length. Just about gets his hands on the ball. If we look at it from this side, you can see he's really doing a great job. Again, this is a random game I selected. First thing you see is he recognizes what's going on with Kamara in the backfield, and he realizes he's got to get outside of this tackle here and try to get in the throwing lane. The second thing I want to point out is hands. He's got to get outside, and he's got to shed, and he's got to get hands off of him, and he does both. And then almost gets his hands on the ball. That's the 1st and 10 play. The blocking downfield is great here, so he's doing his job on this particular play. Let's watch it again. Very next play, we see Calais on the opposite side. Let's call it a 6 technique here. Empty set, so he's going after the quarterback. I think the tackle does a great job here with him. He does managed to get clear, but gets run by the pocket a little bit here. If we look at it from the other side, quick off the ball. I think he's thinking a couple steps upfield here, turn and bull rush, but the tackle does a good job getting into him first. You see his hands to his hip and he starts to drive. But the point I want to make about Campbell is he's got counters, right? I think he's thinking about turning upfield and trying to bull here. Watch him get the outside arm off and get by the tackle and be perhaps part of that flush. So I think a good job by the tackle generally here. But you see he's not a one-dimensional pass rusher by any stretch. And even when his first idea is stymied, he's got a counter pretty intuitively that he goes to. Very next play after the conversion, it's 3rd and 10. You see Calais has the over 3 technique here. So you see he's versatile. The first 3 plays he's lining up in 3 different spots. Watch him drive this guard. Watch him find the ball carrier and drive this guard, closing up that gap and staying ahead of the tackle. And then he's going to shed and make the tackle. Watch that again. Again, these are the first 3 plays of the game. We're looking at the first series, so it's going to be 2 more plays after this. Jacksonville's in this is the next play. Jacksonville's in a 4-3 under. He's a 3 tech this time, the opposite side. Recognizes this stretch play, or what looks like mid-zone to me. He's going to try to spike inside here between the guard and the tackle. Tackle makes a great play. Great play, I think. You see the arms there kind of swimming over the guard. Tackle gets out in front of him and is able to reach him. But watch Calais, man. I think the point I want to make is hands. Watch him grab the wrist of this tackle and free himself. Well, what stands out in just watching 5 plays from a random game to me is positional versatility. In 5 plays, he is lined up in 5 different spots. Here he's shading the nose, and it's 3rd and 2. His hands and his smarts also stand out just in these 5 plays. This play sort of speaks for itself. He ends up flushing the quarterback here. The guard ends up on the ground. Notice he kind of steps inside, uses the guard's momentum against him, and then swats him aside. Flushes the quarterback. Not the most nimble in space, but the team gets off the field.